What's going on, guys? Bob Roche from RocheTechnology.com here with the unboxing for you of the EVGA Classified SR-2 motherboard. Now, in case you missed my last unboxing video, I unboxed two Intel Xeon 6-core processors, and if you couldn't have put two and two together, I will be using those processors with this motherboard. Now, I will be installing OS X on this system, and if you don't know my channel, if you're new to my channel, maybe you're thinking about buying this board and you just kind of click this video. I do install OS X on pretty much every machine I do build. This is not my build, this is a client build. If you're interested in me having me build a computer for you, then there's a link down there in the description. But I do mainly Hackintosh stuff on my channel. This is a Hackintosh right over here. So if you think that installing OS X on PC hardware is stupid, why you'd ever want to do that, I have tons of videos on that. I have tons of videos also showing that Mac OS X is just as much of an OS as Windows is. It's not like a joke OS or anything like that. But not to turn this into a PC or Mac debate at all. This is just the unboxing of the EVGA board. I just thought you PC guys that click this video should indeed know that. So around the box here, the EVGA Classified SR-2, and I will be getting a little bit more in depth with this. This is just kind of the intro here, but tons of stuff on the back. Up top and on the bottom, we just have the classified logos, things like that. So without rambling anymore, let's just go ahead and dive right into the box. So here's the SR-2 box, and I have to say right off the bat, this is the absolute Godzilla of any motherboard box I've ever seen. For example, I don't have huge hands, I don't have tiny hands, but this is my hand compared to the rest of the box. And as you can see, the box just absolutely dwarfs it. For another example here, here's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Go ahead and line it up right here. We still have tons of space, so this is a monster of a motherboard box. But putting that aside, I'll go ahead and show you guys around a little bit more. As you can see right down here, we do have the Xeon logo, a bunch of various NVIDIA logos, things like that. Over here we have a blank side as well as on the other side. Moving up top here, we have an upside down classified logo. Nothing too important, but I'll go ahead and show you guys the back real quick. And actually, I have my handy remote here. Go ahead and try to zoom the camera into this a little bit. I probably won't be able to get too close, but actually that's not too bad. So as you can see, EVGA classified features here, supports Xeon dual QPI socket 1366. I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but if you want to read it, go ahead and pause the video. What this package here includes, we obviously have the board itself, the driver CD, rear case, the I/O panel, back plates, etc., etc. Once again, if you want to read all this stuff, go ahead. Now, it even notes right here that if you want to build this, you have to have an HPTX case that actually fit this board, because it just has so much stuff on it that the board is actually bigger than a traditional motherboard, than the ATX, or way bigger than like a micro ATX, but definitely a bigger motherboard. So you will need a bigger case than normal, I should say, if you want to actually have this build, or if you just not want to have a case at all. That's totally up to you. But let's go ahead and see what's in this box here. So moving this off to the side, and I actually had to clear like all this space just so I could be able to do this. That's once again a testament to how big this box is. So flipping this guy off here, very simple. Go ahead and put this way over here off to the side, and let's see how we get this guy open. I think I found the solution here. So Godzilla did put up a little bit of a fight, much like you would expect from such a beast. But opening this guy up, we are greeted with a little EVGA logo by also some very thick cardboard, which I assume there's some kind of components in here. So we'll open this up a little bit. Alright, so here we just have a bunch of random cables. I'm not going to go ahead and open all these up, but these look to be some SATA cables, some GPU cables, things like that. Opening this up a little further, we have some, looks like USB 3.0. Actually, they might be 2.0. I'll have to read farther into what it's actually included, but that's like a little front panel USB connector. Actually, it could probably even be mounted on a PCI bracket and put in the back. Let's see. Alright, so we have a bunch of goodies in here. Here we have a, looks like a 3-way SLI bridge. Here we have a 2-way SLI bridge. Here we have, I think this is Crossfire. These are the two back plates mentioned for coolers and stuff. And we also have the rear I/O panel. Go ahead and give a little closer look on that. That's actually the outside, so it does have like that silver look to it. So that's all well and good. Here we have some installation instructions, which, by the way, is printed on a very big sheet of paper. like that. There's a nice view of the motherboard, various instructions. Go ahead and move that off to the side. And we have a installation guide. I assume the CD in here as well. But that's not what you guys want to see. So moving a little further, past some foam. And this is a deep box. As you can see, there's some good clearance back there. But here's the board itself. So we'll get this guy out of here. And this thing is pretty beefy. It weighs a good amount. But I'll go ahead and get this box out of here. And here's the board. So what I'm going to do here is take this out of the anti-static wrap. Now I get tons of people always saying that I should discharge any electricity. Here's some like metal poles on the bottom of my desk there. I'll go ahead and touch those. And I know there's better methods. There's like bracelets and stuff you can get, but I've never had any problems. So taking the board out of the plastic, this thing does weigh a considerable amount more than any standard motherboard. But here is the SR-2. So down there, first thing that stuck out to me was we have 7 PCI Express. Moving there, we have both the CPU sockets, definitely a beast. And on this motherboard, we actually have 12 RAM slots. Or sorry, 12 RAM slots, 6 and then 6 located here and here. They just have a little like sticker and caution stuff on them. Moving down here, I think we have 8 SATA connections. Yes, I believe 6 of those are SATA 2. These red 2 down here, I believe, are SATA 3. Here we have main connector. That looks like a little PCI or IDE rather connector there, which we probably will not be using. We do have various connectors for the 4 and 4 power for the CPU right there, and there's also one on this side of the board over here, up towards there, towards the second CPU. Go ahead and zoom in on that for you there. Various heat sinks, north and south bridge. This board even has a little fan cooler on it, so that's pretty nice. Various features of this motherboard are really nice. Down here we have some USB headers. Right here we do have a little output PCB. That's for when it boots up. Or actually, that's the CPU temperature. That's pretty neat. Moving down here, this is where we have all the connectors for. Go ahead and try to get a little closer to this. The front panel connectors, things like that. The LED. I believe this does have a dual BIOS, and that's what I believe this switch is. But I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing down before I drop it. That would not be a good day. But I'll go ahead and actually do a little bit more in-depth of an overview when I go to build this system. But there you guys go. I'll go ahead and I'll include some shots, just like panning over the board here. But that's pretty much it for the unboxing of the SR-2. Like I said, it will be installing OS 10 on this machine in conjunction with those dual Xeons. It's going to be a really nice system. But before I ramble anymore, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm at CPU Kid on Twitter. Also be sure to check out RocheTechnology.com and at RocheTechnology on Twitter. Be sure to stay tuned to RocheTechnology and my YouTube channel for when I do post a video of when I'll be doing the live build. There are some components that still have yet to get here, so I will definitely keep you guys updated on Twitter, the website, and as well as my YouTube channel. So before I ramble anymore, finally, thank you for watching.